here where I'm at, just south of the rock cut. But in front of us is the Indiana Harbor. The Vincent Massey is right in front of them. And right here is the Neah Bay. I am also recording with my big camera for a normal video. This is the Neah Bay with their bubbler going. And just ice, ice everywhere. And that is the Moon Island turn right there where they're at. So Vincent Massey went through the corner, then backed up. And I have my radio on, at least I'm pretty sure it's still on. Whoop, whoop. Trying to switch hands here. Yep, still on. So if they start chatting, we should hear them. But yeah, I wanted to show everyone. I mean, I'll have another video coming out, but just what we're working with here with ice. Ice everywhere with a broken channel of ice through it. And there's just so much of it. And I hear someone starting up their snowmobile, so we might have a bunch of loud noise. Here to the right is the thing Andrea, the Dre Designs. I don't know if she coined it, but I've heard referred to as, I think that's called the stupid triangle thing, right there. Nope, this is Indiana Harbor. Indiana Harbor. They're at the corner to Moon Island. Vincent Massey's in front of them. Right there. Like right in front of them. I mean, it may not be as close as it looks because we're looking at them from the end here, but it looks really close. And if we pan this way, you'll see amongst the sea of ice, there is the Neah Bay with the bubbler going. So they did get stuck coming out of the rock cut there. It was called Sawmill Point. They had to back up, and Neah Bay had to work their stern, and Vincent Massey had to back up to them and work their bow. They got them going, so I think they only had to back up and go once. So I'm hopeful here, truly hopeful, because it'd be nice to be able to get these ships moving, because there's so many of them stacked up because of this ice. So many. It looks like they're putting some power down there with the a little bit of smoke coming out. Come on, you can do it. Vincent Massey's just been everywhere. Like, I have to wonder, like, they must have enormous fuel tanks, because they've just been back and forth Superior twice. Up and down the river, how many trips up Whitefish Bay, now down here. And they were up early this morning. They ran this channel up this morning. More geese flying overhead. Come on. Hoping the audio's okay. It sounded okay. Yesterday I recorded the Oberstar and the audio was completely unusable using the same microphone. So I don't really understand what happened. So I was a little paranoid. And I'm hoping the signal's okay. I have marginal cell phone signal here. So it's not as good as in the Sioux, but surprisingly good cell phone signal. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. So I'm waiting. I'm like, come on. Waiting for that bow to turn or that stern to come over. Neither of which has happened. To the right, you'll see that white and black kind of pillar. I think that is the outside of the turn. And to the left of the Indiana Harbor, you should see a marker that has like an orange, looks like orange on it. I think that's the inside, like beginning of the turn. If I pan more to the left, you might see another one to the left, farther away there. I think that's the exit of the turn. So 75 in Mississippi. Man, we're not quite up to freezing here yet, Jim. Not quite up to freezing. In fact, I'm eyeing my gloves that are sitting here next to me. I'll be putting those on. I'm going to zoom out. Just to, for anyone who's arrived recently, you see this is what we're working with here. And I'll pan over here to the left. The rock cut here is to our left. We're looking across at Nebish Island right here. And then the rock cut is right up there. So they came out of there. I'm at a place called Conley Point. There's a little boat ramp here. Normally, it's all ice, as you can see. In my video I'm recording, when they were coming by, I could hear the ice in front of us popping under the snow here, and I was very glad I was not brave enough to go stand on that ice. So and here we are back. Might as well pan over here too. You might see my truck over there where Argo is. He's in the truck. Just a little boat ramp here. Thankfully it's plowed out. I wasn't sure what to expect when I was driving down here. You can see they would push that little dock out or whatever ramp for the boats in the summer. But that's the current situation here. Here's the gloves I was eyeing. You can get those closer here for me. Hello, Angela. Now my radio, Coast Guard's been on channel 8. So I heard them when they were having issues in the rock cut, but I've not heard anything out here. Yeah, Sherman Park, yep. It's hard to get in there in the Sherman Park. Oh, that's really pixelated. This just might be it here. So I've not heard them on the radio come on and say they can't turn, but I'm also not really seeing them turn. So it's not very eventful at the moment. Looks like the Neah Bay may have stopped. Yeah, it looks like it. Huh. Would have expected to hear them on the radio if they couldn't turn, so. I'm not seeing them move at all. Huh. Zoom out here. The phone doesn't like to really respond to cold fingers. Kind of give you an idea. You can see we are there. And this is where they are presently. This is Moon Island right there. And so they are presently right here. Right in here. See if they can make the corner. So and this is you see Munisquong Lake, or also called Mud Lake. Right here, and you see this kind of silty comes out of Munisquong, whatever river. Makes it this brown. I guess I'll stop this recording and see how it's going. Yep. That's for a video I've been working on here today, coming down. It sure looks like they've kind of stopped to me. Yeah, the rock cut is below Cozy Corners. Like, we are south of Cozy Corners. So Cozy Corners is basically the start, the north end of the rock cut, and we're south of there. So we're looking at Mud Lake right here in front of us. And once they make this left, they'll go out of view behind the island here. Whoop, quit showing you the sky. They're left of the Neah Bay. They'll go around this island and we'll be out of sight. So the upbound ships are all over there on the other side of the island. We can't see them. They're all just hanging out, waiting last time I looked. It doesn't look like they're moving, does it? I just don't know. I can't tell. I'm obviously not going to make this like a crazy long live stream because they could be here a while. Does seem like the sun's coming out though. Just a bit. Might warm up. Oh gosh, I keep looking around and the camera moves. Might finally warm up just a bit. It's just so hard to tell if they're even moving, right? I don't know. I'll go there for a couple more minutes. Unless I see them start to move. I'll probably call it because not a whole lot else to see. Lots of ice, as you can tell. Neah Bay is creeping up there. Still not heard anything on my radio. Oh, I hear a snowmobile again. There he goes. Braver than I am. That's for sure. He was saying he wanted to go fishing. How's that for a shot? That's funny. Yeah, I don't see that they've turned. I didn't look at the Indiana Harbor, but I was looking at the Massey Minor, and the Vincent Massey actually has more horsepower than the Massey Minor does. So I'm guessing it might be a similar situation here with the Indiana Harbor. I'm going to hear some beeping. I'm going to try other channels on my radio.
Traffic, Roger, good copy, 1 hour pre-call to Detour. We'll talk to you again at Detour.
Obviously didn't catch who that was. Calling Sioux Traffic. But whoever they are, they're an hour south of Detour. So at least I know my radio works. I wish I had more information for you about what's going on here, but I don't. And that's the Neah Bay there behind the Indiana Harbor. And you can see the superstructure there of the Vincent Massey in front. From this thing, almost like they're going to get up and push them. I know they're not, but it looks like it. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Got all quiet now. So it looks like the Neah Bay is going in to work their stern. Kind of loosen that up. It's a pretty slow process though, because they're working pretty close and you don't want to actually hit anything. You know, and they're basically just having to shuffle ice around, right? They got to take the ice that's next to the stern there and move it somewhere else. And then same thing with the bow, and then they can try to do a little Austin Powers action, turn there to get a little few more degrees out of it, and rinse and repeat. I'm going to try and see if they're on channel 10 maybe. Like I would have expected to hear them on the radio coordinate this, so. Some plumage coming out of the Neah Bay there. They're obviously making some power at the moment. And then continuing on, like they had to push through the really tight ice there, is my guess. Oh, that's just Sioux traffic there.
Roger, good copy. We'll be standing by.
Yep. Not a whole lot to see, fortunately, from this angle. Like Neah Bay is backing up now. It's really hard to tell. You guys probably can see better than I can. Kind of boring there, everyone. Sorry. Low water levels in the Mississippi River. Hopefully you get some rain there, Jim. That's how it is out west too. They just haven't got any precipitation this winter. So where I'm used to live in Oregon, it's pretty bad. Really warm weather, but really bad for precipitation. I'm gonna, just for everyone who showed up since I did this last, so they're down at what's called Moon Island. And we're just south of the rock cut, which is south of Cozy Corners and south of Barbo. And right over here, right there is where the rock cut ends, like right through there. They came out right there. Came right in front of us here. You'll see like a ridge of ice in the foreground. That's not the shipping lane. The shipping lane is out there. We're looking at Neah Island across here, which they've been having issues with the ferry getting across. My radio was making some noise there. We're having issues with the ferry there in Nebish Island, obviously with all the ice. Zoom back in here and see. Hoping to see that stern swing over. But probably not going to live stream much longer because there's not like a whole lot to see, you know. There's not much action. Just them, and they could be jockeying this turn here for a long time. There's someone showing up with a side-by-side. No snow in Minnesota. Well, I guess we have your snow too. I'd expect to hear them on the radio saying they're going to give it a go. I'm surprised how quiet the radio is being. Michigan has no snow. Well, I'm in Michigan. Look at all the snow. I know you probably mean southern Michigan. We actually have quite a bit more snow up in the Sioux than they do here, which is not abnormal. In Antrim County, wow. You guys got quite a bit, I think, from that last that blizzard, though, right? We were lucky up in the Sioux with, in that regard. We only ended up with about 15 inches, but places there in kind of the tip of the mid area got hit hard. Yeah, I did see about the El Nino for next year, which actually means for us, next winter is a much milder winter, much less snow, which I won't complain about. We've had 2 back-to-back La Nina winters and just had a ton of snow. I won't complain about a winter with less snow. Come on. So like a watched pot, you know? So we're looking at the Indiana Harbor, the 1,000-foot Indiana Harbor. In front of the Indiana Harbor is the Canadian Coast Guard Vincent Massey. All you can see of them is their superstructure. And behind, closest to us, is the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Neah Bay. They're closer to us. They're on this side of the Indiana Harbor. So Indiana Harbor is trying to make the turn at Moon Island. So they're trying to turn left. And there's just ice everywhere, as you can see. And so they obviously didn't make the turn the first go. And so Neah Bay went in on their stern to loosen up the ice that was packed in on the stern there on the right. And I'm sure Neah Bay Vincent Massey did the same on the bow. And I'd expect them to try to make another go at it here. But the angle we're looking at, we can't see a whole lot. All right, Hunter. Enjoy seeing the beast. Oh, the Munson has a tremendous horn. Oh, I'd be jealous if they salute up there and I don't get to hear it, but. Come on. Yep, that is the Indiana Harbor. I don't know how well you can hear sounds other than me. Oh, I guess maybe it's the Neah Bay. I heard some sound, but I think it was the Neah Bay. A whole bunch of crows to my left. I don't know if you can hear them. They're over on Nebish Island, cawing away. Hmm. Ugh. Yeah, but it's rough for the footers getting in the lock downbound. There was some huge chunks of ice there in the approach this morning. Like giant chunks. I did see Katmai Bay went up, or was going to go up, I should say. Okay, well, there's not a lot to see here, so I'm probably going to totally mess up the camera angle. See where kind of the view. I got my radio right here sitting on the other camera that I was recording with. So, it's a field of ice. Look at that, just everywhere. Snow and ice everywhere. crazy. And you see like the cameras down on the St. Clair River and it's just clear, right? And here we have so much. I looked last year and we had snow, not snow, we had ice. I think it was for a month after the lock opened. They were dealing with ice a year ago. But I don't think it was so bad down here as it is this year. So I don't know. But flip it back around. See, not much has changed. So I'm about to wrap this up. Thank you everyone for joining myself. Argo is in the truck, hanging out there. Probably nice and warm. And I think they're going to have, hopefully not as long a day as the miner did yesterday. I hope not, because that just seemed miserable. But last I'll mention here, we're looking at the Indiana Harbor. The Canadian Coast Guard Vincent Massey in front of them, and the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Neah Bay behind them. So they're going to do what they need to do to get the Indiana Harbor around this corner and get them going. Oberstar will be next. We'll see if they can come down today or not. Fingers crossed. Thanks everyone for joining me for this live stream that was unscheduled and unplanned. And I have more videos coming because I've been cranking them out like crazy. I have more coming, so fear not. I have more to see soon. So thanks again, everyone. Yep, you're most welcome, Perry. Have a great rest of your day.